This is called the PMD-901V. But more importantly, what does it do, right? This is a GPS-enabled HD video recorder. And this was designed for public service personnel. So
why don't we move it right up here?
Sure. For insurance workers, education, law enforcement, this is a wearable camera that you can wear all day and capture your entire day in full HD. Not only what you were doing, but where you've been and when you were there. Has night vision. It's weatherproof and designed for single-handed operation.
Now, as a health professional, Jamie.
Well, as a paramedic, I'll say that this would be useful for all sorts of public safety aspects, and this has been a hot topic in the news.
Of course,
public safety. Being able to wear that video to give to have video to back up your account of things can be incredibly valuable. And from a healthcare standpoint, from a paramedic wearing this, we get ourselves in some sticky situations sometimes. But also, I could see something like this eventually being amended to part of the health record. That you can take the video from this and section it out and put it into part of the health record. This is what we did to care for the patient. Protect yourself legally after the fact.
That's correct. Your hands are busy doing something else. The last thing you need to do is change the way you're thinking, start up a camera. Just wear this, keep it recording all day long, and it has the battery life to do that. It'll record up to 10 hours of continuous HD video. So it'll capture all the details, and like you said, back up your record, right? It's designed to document and log and be an unbiased eye to what's going on.
Now, what kind of storage does it have to be able to capture 10 hours of HD video?
It has 32 gigabytes of built-in storage, and it's password-protected storage. That way, if you have sensitive information there that you don't want to be tampered with, you can protect it.
You can protect it.
That's correct.
Now, from an agency's organizational standpoint, putting something like this in the field, what kind of safety tools or what kind of ability is it to ingest that information, maintain that information? Is there a concurrent back end that goes with it?
Because it's a simple handshake between this device and your computer over USB 2.0, it's a video file at that point.
Okay.
So you may already have something in-house, but because it's a common video file, it'll find its way at home just about any system that you already have.
So they can use it, augment their system that they already have in place, and just add this functionality into it.
That's correct. That's correct.
Well, how much does something like this cost from an individual standpoint?
Yes, this will be $499.
Wow, really?
Really?
Well, I'm serious.
It does a lot.
It does a lot, but it's not unheard of. I mean, you could put this in place even in like a small department of, let's say, 12 police officers in a small town. Could maybe you have 4 or 5 on duty at a time. You could get $2,500. You could be equipping all your on-duty officers with this type of protection.
That is exactly it. Hey, look, it has to be affordable. It has to be quality. And I think we found a nice sweet spot of all the features someone needs to get the job done, the quality that's there, because let's face it, these jobs are very demanding physically. And on top of that, it's affordable.
Weatherproof, waterproof, those types of things?
IP67 waterproof.
Okay.
So that means at 1 meter, you could submerge this for over an hour.
Okay. So they're out in the rain, they're out in the weather, it's not going to affect it. They're going to be safe to still recording, still capable of doing what it needs to do and backing them up.
Even in extreme temperatures, you're talking about minus 40 degrees to 140 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I find it very interesting. We kind of talked about this when we debuted the product here on the show at TPN.TV. This really is in a category of its own. There's a lot of that action camera type devices that are in the space right now, and that's not who this is made for. This is made, like you mentioned, for the professional that needs a level of quality and a standard that's above everything else. And maybe touch upon a little bit about who Marantz Professional is that allows that to be a product of standard.
Certainly. So I think everyone's familiar with the Marantz name, right? It's been very popular in residential installs for audio receivers and audio equipment. Years ago, they started a professional division to leverage that sound quality into the capture of audio. And for several years, we've made audio recorders that are very popular on film sets, as well as in courtrooms for courtroom reporting and education environments. So we're leveraging our ability to capture professionally and branch out into video capture. The audio we've done very, very well. But now, audio is not enough. You have to be able to see it. We live in a very visual world. So we have got quite a bit of experience with video as well through our AV receivers. So you'll find a lot of that technology at home inside the 901V.
And I'll tell you, not even just responders. It occurs to me, there are a lot of people, servicemen, women in different service jobs that go into the home. That it's your word against theirs. Did you, the cable guy, the washing machine repairman, the electrician, the plumber, clip this onto their shirt, wear it into the home, and then if there's ever, you broke this while you were there. Well, I didn't, and here's the video to prove it.
I didn't. Exactly. I didn't and I did. This, again, should be the unbiased eye, right? I want to show you one other feature. You kind of reminded me of something. There's two things I'd like to show you guys. One, there's a little yellow button here.
So you can see the screen right there.
Check that out right there. And that is, we call it the favorite button. So as you're going through the home and you see something that's intriguing, and mind you, you're going to be out there for 8 hours a day. You see something intriguing, you can simply tag that button and it will flag that file. So when you're doing your transfer, maybe only one interesting thing happened that day that you need, but you'll be able to find it really quickly because it's already tagged.
So you're not going back and looking through 10 hours of video to try to find the one section that you need to look at. When you have an incident or something that occurs or some interesting activity that happened, you can tag that file so that you find that time code point on the video.
Correct. And you can actually set this unit to be a time-lapse image capture device, or it'll break up your video into digestible chunks, so every 5 minutes it'll split the file. So you can capture an entire 8-hour day and easily be able to scan through and get the things that you need, so it's a time saver on top of that.
Excellent.
The other feature is a pre- and post-record buffer, and this is really cool. Let's say you start your shift, you got the unit on, and something happens right away, and you go, oh, I got to turn this on. You hit record. Well, it's already been recording for 30 seconds before that. And when you stop recording, it'll capture 30 seconds on the tail of that recording as well. And that's to ensure that you don't miss any details because things happen fast. And if you're not recording, this will ensure that you can
So
capture
even
that
if
little
you're
bit.
in a situation where something occurs, if you instantly say, I need to record this and hit the button, the 30 seconds previously has already been captured so that if something happens like that and you're in 10 seconds later, hit the button and say, oh, I better record this, you're safe. You've got
Precisely.
it in there. You've got it captured. It's available.
It's a bit of a fail-safe and a little bit of an insurance, if you will, that you captured all the details.